Hey there guys, what's going on? So the days around us are still hovering somewhere between the heat and cold of a summer shortly departed and a fall leaf change that's not yet upon us. While we await the moment of switching from shorts to bundling in our blankets and somehow seeing even less of the sun for months ahead, let us take a pause and let yours truly here be your musical guide on another entertaining journey through the world of review. Today's installment is especially key and critical for viewing, given that it's part of the select grouping of marquee releases that I am exceptionally eager to be pushing out here early and in prime form for just your consumption. Yes, you over there. Plus, unlike the very divisive Ryan Adams release in my last review, what I have for you today feels like something much stronger to match my level of anticipation. Fingers crossed. Here we're going to cover an artist who has been in the world of rootsy alt-country sound since his debut EP in early 2007. His career to date now finds him on the cusp of releasing his 5th full-length studio record and 6th all-time including that very debut, which has not exactly been the easiest of roads through addictions, disorderly conduct, and absent fathers. All the more reason to revel in his consistency and the fact he's still here to tell stories with us now. Today we have Justin Townes Earle and his September 9th release Single Mothers. It's due out alongside that aforementioned Ryan Adams release, as well as Robert Plant and a host of other things, including the iPhone 6 for your random nugget of info for the day. So while this may get lost in the shuffle for some, I'm here to pick it up a little bit on the early side of things and drive it home with seatbelts and a proper review. Let us begin. From the country pedal sheen of the slow-burning opener Worried About the Weather, Single Mothers immediately settles into familiar territory for JTE and rarely deviates from the course. While it is less Muscle Shoals influence this time around and keeps the horns out of things, unlike 2012's more grandiose Nothing's Gonna Change the Way You Feel About Me Now, Mothers is still equally bluesy and plays eloquently alongside its more complimentary and less twangy country sections, and has a title that's much less of a mouthful. It basically sounds closer to a Nashville-inflected Chicago-style band playing live in the studio as opposed to overly rich, strictly studio-only arrangements, and while some might be criticized for repeat visits to the same creative well, Earle consistently makes it work for himself. I mean, certain songs like the broken home bluesing of the title track or the Buddy Holly-ish rockabilly stomp of My Baby Drives bear some passing resemblance to the Harlem River Blues era, and the arrangement, as I said, still sounds rather similar in spots. Nevertheless, the authenticity is what drives the strength of Single Mothers. You see, for as much as it may sound like Earle is revisiting himself musically, his lyrics and stories are still sharply in line with the bulk of his best material. That's really only happened to get stronger with age. Tales of lost and stranded lovers, uncaring fathers, admonishments on broken relationships, and personal strife mixed with loneliness and Earle's aching croon burst with this raw honesty that's just ripped to its most bare and confessional. Take Picture in a Drawer, for instance, which is probably the biggest standout here. Lines like hurt that takes a rainy day and hurts that much more, and I'm not drowning, I'm just seeing how long I can stay down, send a brutalizing tug to the heartstrings with how unapologetically raw they happen to be. The moment Earle calls out, "Mama, she's gone," you can feel yourself right alongside the son with all this hurt inside of himself as he tells his mother that the girl he loves is never coming home. The loss we all know how to feel wells up with each and every listen. And really, when it comes to Justin Townes Earle, his greatest ability is in moments like those, which never sound contrived or forced. He's a much more stable married man on the mature side of past mistakes and addictions, yet his songwriting can still dig in the deepest emotional minefield in order to root out its demons. He remains one of the best folk alt-country artists in the genre who never really abandoned that sound, and is one of the many great reasons why the lesser-seen side of contemporary country music is so badly misunderstood in the first place. Without a doubt, JTE keeps carrying that torch strong here with Single Mothers. My favorites from this one are the aforementioned Picture in a Drawer, Worried About the Weather, and the title track, along with the mournful ode to Billie Holiday, White Gardenias, the gently bouncy frustration of Wanna Be a Stranger, and the more mature, retrospective rock of Closer, Burning Pictures. Justin Townes Earle has scored once again with Single Mothers, not so much by reinvention or pushing the limit, so much as being just comfortable with the best parts of who he is as a musician. This one isn't wholly that much different from his recent output, but given the strength of his arrangements and tone as well as the ever-present sincerity of his storytelling, would you really want it to be? I give Justin Townes Earle and Single Mothers an 8 out of 10. But that's it, and that's all for me here in another review with Justin Townes Earle and his soon-to-be-released album Single Mothers. As with the Ryan Adams release in my last video, that also comes out on September 9th via Vagrant Records, and you can go and pick that up via Justin Townes Earle's website. You can go pick it up on iTunes, you can go pick it up on Amazon, you can go, as I should have said in the last video, to your local record store where beautiful, amazing, crazy records of all kinds are sold, and support the independent folk, and just get out there and enjoy the music and find the music and buy the music and support it if you do enjoy it. But keep it here for a lot more reviews, a lot more fun stuff, a lot more random things, a lot more random observations about the weather that never really go anywhere and just end up being music reviews and everything else in between. So keep it here, guys, and stay tuned.